Hell, despite battling another cold again. Hello everyone, it's now time for case 15. Halfway point, the Tree of Death. And we're in Wyoming this time at Yellowstone National Park. Matthew, thank goodness I managed to slip away from the pack for a while. The longer I spend with them, the worse I feel for tricking them about my motives, even if it is for a good cause. Yeah, we learned that the werewolves were up to something, and thanks to you, we've learned that their leader, Annette Strong, is conspiring with demons. And the demon in question is none other than Arthur Darkwood. So what did you learn about Darkwood? Was he the demon summoned by that ritual 5 years ago? No, he isn't. Hope found proof that he's been in our world, disguised as a writer, for longer than 5 years. Darkwood insists he doesn't mean us any harm, but he refuses to tell us why he's working with Annette, or anything about that magical tree he mentioned in his notes. Which only leaves us one option, to investigate that tree for ourselves. Just be careful, Matthew. A werewolf-demon alliance is a force to be reckoned with. Now go see what's so special about that tree. Lucky me. Oh my god, Matthew, there's a dead body propped up against that tree. Wait, we know this woman. It's Annette Strong, the alpha of the werewolf pack. There's a gaping hole where her heart should be. This is murder, Matthew. And look at the tree. It looks like somebody took a chainsaw to it and ripped the core out. This is a disaster, Matthew. The magic tree's been attacked and Annette's dead. Did you say Annette's dead? Xander, where did you come from? Please stand on one side. We'll need to question you. Matthew, we suspected Arthur Darkwood and Annette had some kind of deal going on concerning this tree. And now she's been murdered next to it. What if their deal went sour and Darkwood killed her? He is a demon after all. You're right. Let's not jump to any conclusions. The facts will speak for themselves, and those bloody leaves are sure to be a lead. Let's search for them before we talk to Xander. Okay. I need to get some more stars, but first I have a duty to take care of, so we'll hold it here for now. So hang on, folks. Okay. I got 8 stars, so let's get these leaves out of the way. The duty has been taken care of. And considering I fell asleep last night, I'm probably going to speed up the autopsy, but just not now. Oh my. A human heart. Oh God, Matthew, there's a heart with a knife sticking out of it among those leaves. We know Annette's heart was cut out. This must belong to her. Let's get it to Ben. Matthew, this is all my fault. If I'd arrived a few minutes earlier, I could have saved Annette and stopped the tree core from being stolen. Slow down, Xander. First, you need to tell us what you're doing here. Annette and I were taking turns guarding that tree, but someone clearly overpowered her and took the core, and now the tree will die. If we're going to find Annette's killer, we need you to tell us what someone might want that core for. Is it linked to the discussions that she was having with Arthur Darkwood? I'm not willing to share details of the Pack's discussions with outsiders. But in the spirit of solving Annette's murder quickly, I'll ask Priya to help you out. It'll be just like in the old days when you guys were hunters together. Now I need to break it to the Pack that our Alpha is dead. But if you need a lead, Annette had just taken up a seasonal job as a park ranger. You might want to check out the ranger cabin where she was staying. Got it. So this is the ranger cabin where Annette was living, Matthew. These digs aren't half bad. If I ever get sick of being a hunter, maybe I'll take up a job as a ranger. Wait, this mug is warm, Matthew. Someone must have been here just recently. If you can recover the fingerprints on that mug, maybe we can identify our intruder. As for that broken necklace, can you put it back together? Let's hope finding Annette's killer will shed some light on the demonic involvement in this magic tree core mystery. Got it. Matthew, we've seen this necklace before. It belongs to Hasea Roanhorse, that Navajo elder we met back in New Mexico. Strange we'd find her here, so far from home, especially since she's the person who told us about the existence of demons. Could Hasea Roanhorse know more about demons than she first let on, Matthew? This clue proves she definitely knew their werewolf ally. Let's question her about it. I was running out of film time, so got this going. Our paths cross again, Matthew. I sense that you come bearing bad news. Annette Strong, the werewolf alpha, has been murdered. We believe you might have known her. Yes, I knew Annette. The Navajo and the wolves have a strong bond, you see. We believe they can restore good health to our sick. Annette appears to have been murdered trying to defend a magic tree. Someone overpowered her and stole the core. These are ominous tidings, Matthew. That tree is the stuff of legends among my people. It appeared some 25 years ago, but nobody knows where it came from. All we know is that demons had an interest in that tree. Do you know why? Demons? I sense that the dark forces had gotten stronger since we last spoke. These are dire times indeed if that core has fallen into their hands. I suggest you keep your distance from such creatures, Matthew, for your own sake. Let's see if these fingerprints on the mug are a match for anyone we know, Matthew. What the heck, Matthew? These fingerprints on the mug belong to Falcon, the chief's former mentor. You crossed paths with him back in Idaho. What could he be doing here? A master hunter in the home of a werewolf. Judging by the fact his coffee was warm, he just stepped out. Let's see what Falcon has to say for himself once he comes back, Matthew. Who goes there? It's just me and Matthew. We work with your old friend Jacob Arrow. You shouldn't go sneaking up on people like that, Matthew. I was 2 seconds from blowing your heads off. Well, thank goodness you didn't. What are you doing here in Annette Strong's cabin, Falcon? Annette Strong? No idea who that is. I came across the cabin while looking for a place to sleep for the night. Nobody was around, so I made myself at home. Well, Annette Strong was the alpha of the local werewolf pack. Someone murdered her in order to steal the core of a magic tree, and we're trying to figure out who. I don't know anything about a magic tree, but I don't like the sound of something potentially powerful falling into the wrong hands. Us neither. Our only lead is that a writer called Arthur Darkwood was interested in that core, and it turns out that he's a demon. You've unmasked a demon and lived to tell the tale? Well, Darkwood claims to be a good demon, yet he refused to tell us why we should stay away from the magic tree he mentioned in his notes. Huh. Classic reverse psychology. Sounds to me like he's maneuvered you into a trap, and you've fallen for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I might speed up the autopsy later, but I'll let the human heart run its course at least. I'll see y'all when that's done. See y'all soon. Okay, it turns out I let it run its course anyway, so let's get the autopsy. Matthew, the chief ain't pleased that somebody got to the tree before us. He feels like we're always one step behind. It sure does feel like we're in over our heads, but as usual, all we can do is focus on the facts. So what have you got for us on the body? Well, Annette obviously had her heart cut out, and there was evidence of a struggle. which suggests she was still alive when the killer started carving her open. That's awful. Thankfully, the shock would have killed her before the killer could remove her heart, and they left a vital clue as they did so. The shape of the wound indicates that your killer is right-handed. So we're looking for a right-handed killer, are we? We've got the upper hand now, Matthew. Matthew, I never imagined we'd find the alpha werewolf dead when we came to Yellowstone, but I guess that's what you get for conspiring with demons. Yeah, we'd only just learned that Annette and our writer demon had a mysterious alliance regarding a magical tree, and now we found Annette dead and the tree core missing. There's clearly a lot we don't know, but our first step needs to be solving Annette's murder. What can you tell us about the heart Matthew sent you? Well, the shape of the blade is consistent with Annette's injuries, which means you got your murder weapon, Matthew. Believing the knife lodged in the heart was a rookie error, because I found traces of a foreign substance on the handle. Under closer inspection, I identified a combination of nuts, seeds, and oats on the knife, all the ingredients found in a protein bar. Hold on a sec, are you saying our killer stuffed their face with a protein bar before callously carving Annette's heart out? That's exactly what I'm saying, Matthew. Your killer eats protein bars. Don't let them muscle their way out of paying for their crimes. Matthew, we came to Yellowstone National Park because of a magical tree the demon Arthur Darkwood mentioned in his notes. We knew he had some sort of pact with the werewolves, but we arrived to find the alpha, Annette Strong, with her heart ripped out. Her pack member, Xander Stark, told us that Annette had been guarding the tree, but he refused to tell us anything about who might have stolen the core, or even what it's for. We also encountered Hasea Roanhorse, a Navajo elder and friend of Annette's. She knew of the magical tree's existence, but claims to be unaware of its origin of powers. Matthew, I've got a lead for you. I know where the core of the magical tree was taken. And we'll see you guys for Chapter 2. Don't go anywhere. Okay, folks, we are back to start Chapter 2 of The Tree of Death. Matthew, you don't happen to have any painkillers, do you? I slept terribly and I've had a headache all day. This case isn't helping either. We came to Yellowstone because of a magical tree the demon Arthur Darkwood mentioned in his notes. We knew he had some sort of pact with the werewolves, and then we arrived to find the alpha, Annette Strong, with her heart ripped out. Could Annette's death have something to do with her deal with Darkwood? That I can't tell you, but I do know where your killer took the magic core. What? You know where the core is? Let's go. I didn't quite say that. See, the core leaked some of that green magical essence as it was taken away, and that trail stops at a nearby viewpoint. So that's where our killer went after the murder. Let's check out that viewpoint, Matthew. Well, there's no sign of our killer or the stolen tree core, Matthew. But well spotted. This hat is covered in blood. This is clearly part of the ranger uniform, Matthew, and since Annette was missing a hat when we found her, it might be hers. A sample of that blood should provide confirmation. As for that faded notebook, we need all the leads you can get. Can you recover the contents? And let's put those pieces of fabric back together while we're at it. I'm gonna do everything right now. I'm a little bit pressed for time because I got my class at 10 or 12:30. Got it. Right, let's get that blood from the hat to Priya. She'll confirm if it's our victims. I haven't been able to say let's send that to Priya in so long, Matthew. I missed her so much while she was away with the pack. Now let's see what Priya has to say about the blood from that hat. It's like a bomber jacket or something. Why does this hoodie look familiar, Matthew? Oh right, Ruby Reeves was wearing it when we met her back in Idaho. After we arrested her for murder, Ruby turned out to be a woodland spirit called Ruberay, who we helped conceive a child. Ruberay must be around... Matthew, what a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect to see you here. I wish you were here for a social call, Ruberay, but I'm afraid we need to talk to you. The baby must have sensed your presence, Matthew. I just felt a kick. That or he's just hungry. Now that I'm eating for two, I have to snack on a protein bar every few hours. I can relate to that, and I'm not even pregnant. But anyway, you're a long way from Idaho, Ruberay. What are you doing here? I sensed that a magical woodland being, a tree, was in danger. You humans wouldn't understand, but that tree is extremely important. We know the tree you're talking about. It was attacked, and the woman protecting it, Annette Strong, murdered. Murder? Oh, not one but two crimes against nature. You should get out of here before you get hurt too, Matthew. Not a chance. We need to know what's special about that tree core. Such knowledge is the preserve of more significant beings than yourselves. All I can tell you is that tree was one of the cornerstones that protects this world from the dark forces which live beyond the spiritual veil. We all have cause to mourn its death. Some sketches. Matthew, this book is filled with sketches of lizards. And look, that's the lake monster we encountered in Montana. We only know one person who is super into lizards and who saw the lake monster, Zeke Davis. Zeke must be around here somewhere, Matthew. Let's see if he knows anything about our murder. Agent Matthew, fancy bumping into you again. I'm still on cloud 9 after that magical encounter we had in Montana. Yellowstone is kind of a letdown in comparison. I've seen everything from geysers to grizzlies, but nothing holds a candle to Hannah. So I guess you don't happen to have seen a glowing tree that looks kind of magical, have you? No, but it sounds interesting. I'd be happy to study it if you could just tell me where... No, I mean, I'm afraid we can't do that. It's the scene of a murder. Park Ranger Annette Strong was killed there. A park ranger is dead. It breaks my heart to hear of a fellow nature lover being murdered. I'm sure this Annette and I would have had a lot in common if we'd ever met. We have another question that might seem a little strange. You recall how you told us how sheep have been dropping dead in the Southwest for the past 5 years? What would you say if we told you demons were responsible? Demons? I say that you're pulling my leg, Matthew. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to finish my sketches before I get a cramp in my right hand. I'll see you guys when the blood is done. I should have all stars collected by then. Alright, and we're back. Let's get the results of the blood. It's almost 3 right now. Matthew, I've got mixed feelings about Annette's death. I know she turned out to be the wolf in cahoots with demons, but she was still a good leader. Her murder only makes me more worried about how the pack will take the news that I'm leaving, though I am really enjoying being home again. Putting my hood back on because dealing with a little bit of coldness in here. Even if home is a couple of RVs constantly on the move, you know what they say, home is where the heart is. Now about that blood you collected from the hat. Ben confirmed that the blood belonged to Annette, which means your killer must have handled that hat after the murder. And what's more, I found traces of sodium acetate mixed in with the blood. Sodium what now? Sodium acetate is the principal component of hand warmers, those reusable packets that contain a metal disc you press to generate heat. And since the exothermic reaction produced by the crystallization process occurred after the murder, it must be your killer who keeps their hands toasty with a hand warmer. So, Matthew, our killer uses hand warmers, do they? They'll be feeling the heat now that we're on their trail. And you're right, taking another look around Annette's cabin might shed some light on who murdered her for that tree core. Let's go. Got it. Matthew, we're still no closer to figuring out who killed Annette Strong to steal that tree core. The only person we know had an interest in the tree is Arthur Darkwood. But he's nowhere to be seen. And even if he was, we wouldn't be able to force a demon to answer our questions. He could just teleport away. All we could do is focus on the clues. The victim's laptop might give us a lead, if we could get it unlocked. And well spotted. This poster shows Annette, and someone has defaced it to make her look like a demon. Collecting some of those crumbs from the poster should lead us to the culprit, Matthew. I'm gonna do everything right now. Matthew, now you've got the victim's laptop unlocked, let's get it to Hope. Let's get these crumbs you collected under the microscope to see who defaced Annette's image on that poster, Matthew. Matthew, these crumbs you vacuumed out the defaced poster are from fry bread, a traditional Navajo recipe. Only one of our suspects could have left those crumbs as they drew demon horns around Annette, Hasea Roanhorse. But Mrs. Roanhorse only had good things to say about Annette when we spoke to her earlier. Let's see if she changes her tune when we confront her with this poster. Mrs. Roanhorse, we know you defaced this poster of Annette to make her look like a demon. Heh, found that, did you? If it's an apology you're after, I'd rather cut off my right hand. But if it's an explanation you want, then here it is. I found out that Annette was dealing with demons, and I wasn't happy about it. I went to Annette's cabin to confront her, but she wasn't even willing to discuss the matter. Said she couldn't give me any details, but that this particular demon was good, not evil. And then she threw me out on my ear. A little old lady in the cold with nothing more than a hand warmer for heat. Annette must have thought I was born yesterday. The evil lords of the Netherworld have no place on our earth, Matthew. You didn't mention any of this before. You acted like you and Annette were the best of pals. What else are you keeping from us? Keeping from you? I don't owe you anything. Perhaps I never should have told you about demons in the first place. And I'll see you guys when the victim's laptop has run its course. See y'all soon. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the victim's laptop right now. I'm feeling better right now. Took another Claritin. I don't suppose anything on Annette's laptop shed any light on her and the wolves' deal with Arthur Darkwood, Hope. Afraid not. And I still can't wrap my head around Darkwood supposedly being a good demon. Do you think such a thing really exists, Matthew? I don't know. I just hope solving Annette's murder will tell us what that core does and why Arthur Darkwood was so interested in it. Well, I might have a lead for you on the murder. See, I found a bunch of angry emails from Xander Stark on Annette's laptop. The most recent email reads, "You're always saying the pack has to stick together, but you're keeping secrets from us, and it was sent just a few hours before Annette's death." So Xander thought the Alpha was keeping secrets from the pack? I think we need another chat with him, Matthew. Xander, we found the emails you sent Annette. Why didn't you tell us earlier that you were angry with her for keeping secrets from the pack? Because I didn't want to admit that I didn't know why we were guarding this tree. Annette ordered me to keep guard 24/7, with only a hand warmer to keep me warm. My right hand got so cold, I couldn't get the wrapper off my protein bar, yet I had no idea why the tree needed protecting. Wait, let me get this straight. You expect us to believe that you were guarding that tree without knowing why? I thought you werewolves shared everything with each other. That's what I thought too, but Annette insisted on keeping secrets from us. She wouldn't even tell us why she was meeting with Arthur Darkwood. I pleaded with her to be open with the pack, to tell us what was going on, but she said it'd only put us in more danger. And look where it got us. We've lost our Alpha and the tree core. If she listened to me, none of this would have happened. Matthew, we've got no shortage of suspects, but it feels like all of them are hiding something from us. None of them are keen to share what they know about that tree core or demonic activity. But Annette's killer will have to answer our questions once we catch them, Matthew. We already know that Navajo elder Haseo Roanhorse was unhappy about Annette's dealings with the demon and wasn't afraid to tell her. Xander Stark, meanwhile, clashed with Annette because she refused to tell the pack what her deal with Darkwood entailed, or even why they were guarding that magical tree. We need to... Matthew, did you hear that? We need to see who's arguing. I'll see you guys for Chapter 3. Okay, we are back. Let's start Chapter 3 of the Tree of Death. We last left off with a confrontation going on. This was it. I can't believe you betrayed us, Priya. Please, Xander, I didn't do it to hurt the pack. We welcomed you into the pack with open arms. We treated you like one of us. And it turns out you were spying on us all along. What's going on here? Nothing. We're done here. I don't ever want to see your face again, Priya. Are you okay, Priya? No, but I will be once I've had a chance to calm down. I just feel terrible for betraying the pack, especially Xander. He was so kind to me. Hopefully solving Annette's murder will go some way towards them being able to forgive me. You better get back to work, Matthew. Right, we know that our killer passed through the viewpoint. Let's take another look there, Matthew. No, I did not do it. I did not get the first star. Well, maybe I did. Matthew, this faded note is addressed to Annette. Can you recover the rest of the writing? And what do you think is in that locked box? Only one way to find out. Let's crack that lock. After whatever those pieces are, we better put them back together. Matthew is trying to figure out who killed Annette to steal that tree cord. Moment, folks. Okay, I got 20 stars total, 3 stars from the crime scene out of 5. Wow. This letter to Annette says, I'm warning you, you need to leave, and it's signed by Falcon. That's strange. Falcon flat out denied knowing Annette earlier, but this threat is proof to the contrary. I suggest we ask Falcon why he lied, Matthew. Falcon, let's cut to the chase. Why did you lie to us about knowing Annette? We found the threat you sent her. That was no threat. It was a warning. See, many moons ago, Annette and I were lovers. I was infatuated with her. But after she was bitten, she left me. Said she couldn't be tied down anymore. That she needed to answer the call of the wild. I was heartbroken. I stopped looking after myself, stopped paying the bills. My electricity got cut off, leaving me with no way to cook or stay warm. I survived off protein bars with only a hand warmer for warmth. Eventually, I picked myself up. I became a hunter, tracking down creatures who hurt people, like the wolf who turned Annette. It's a dangerous life. I nearly lost my right hand once or twice. But it helped me to forget about Annette, until a few weeks ago when I got wind of Ruth Wu's plan to hunt down her pack. I rushed to warn Annette, but she laughed in my face. She said she didn't need me back when we were dating, and that she didn't need me now. That must have reopened old wounds. I just hope he didn't mortally wound her in return. I got it. What the heck, Matthew? This box contains a bunch of twigs and stuff. And what looks like an effigy of Annette. Matthew, if we're to make any sense of this box, we need to get it to Felix. Matthew, this is Annette, and there's a message on it. It reads, "You'll never catch a werewolf with this, Zeke." What the heck, Matthew? Zeke was trying to catch a werewolf? Oh man, we better ask Zeke about this quick. Zeke, we found your net. What were you doing with it? I'm not in trouble, am I? I swear I wasn't going to hurt the ranger lady. I just wanted to study her. Ranger lady? So the werewolf you were trying to catch was a net. What were you thinking trying to trap a creature like that with a tiny net? I didn't set out to catch a werewolf. I'd gone out lizard spotting one night when the park ranger appeared. She didn't seem to like me, and before I could signal my presence, the freakiest thing happened. The ranger's eyes went red, and she started sprouting fur. Before I knew it, she bounded off on all four legs. It was amazing. I went back the next night, just before the full moon. I asked ever so politely if I could study her, but she didn't take it all well. At all well. I don't want to be deterred like that, so I hung back until she transformed, then tried to catch her with that net. But it was a disaster. She ripped it out of my hands with her claws, and I had to run away, dropping my protein bar and hand warmer in the process. And I'll see you guys when the open box has run its course. See y'all soon. Okay, we've come back. Let's get the results of the open box. This box you sent me was a real doozy, Matthew. It's clearly a spell box, but the magic it contains is so ancient. There was no mention of it in any of my books. You have got a lead though, right? Name one instance when I've let you down, Gwen. No, that's what I thought. See, this spell box is designed to banish werewolves. The effigy represents the target of the spell, Annette. The wolfsbane is, of course, tossed into werewolves. And the feathers symbolize her being blown away like a bird carried on a gust of wind. So whoever made this spell box really wanted Annette gone. But do you know who's responsible? Yes, the DNA I found on the box wasn't human. It belonged to a woodland spirit. A woodland spirit? You mean Ruberay made that spell box to drive Annette away? Ruberay claims that she had no idea who Annette was when we spoke to her. I think we need another chat with her. Had a pretty hectic night with the local college basketball game that really went down to the wire. UH versus UC Davis. Hawaii, that is. Hawaii came out on top by 1 point. Ruberay, you're going to need to explain why you made the spell box to drive Annette Strong away. Oh, you found that. Well, I suppose I might as well be honest with you. I wanted Annette and the rest of her pack gone. The presence of werewolves is scaring away all the creatures who call these woods their home. They're fleeing in droves, and I wanted to put an end to it. That's hard to believe, since you summon storms and breathe fire. If the woodland creatures aren't afraid of you, why would they be scared of a pack of werewolves? Perhaps you just wanted the wolves gone so you could take the magical cord that they were guarding. You refused to tell us anything about it before, but clearly you know more than you're letting on. How dare you! The magical tree belongs to nature, and that's my domain. The werewolves had no business with it, and neither do you. Matthew, it's clear Annette Strong's murder is linked to the theft of that magic tree core. But the only suspect who has admitted any interest in the tree is Ruberay. Was her attempt to drive the werewolves away motivated by a desire to steal the core? Meanwhile, Master Hunter Falcon claims his threat to Annette was actually a warning, and that she threw his offer of help back in his face. And then there's Zeke Davis. I know he's passionate about nature, but he crossed the line by trying to capture Annette so he could study her after discovering she was a werewolf. But which of them is hiding the fact they committed a murder? The facts will speak for themselves, Matthew. Let's take another look around our crime scene. I think I have a shot. And I got the first star. Matthew, that chainsaw must be the one the killer used to cut out the tree core. We better collect some of those fibers on the chainsaw stat. And if you think there might be something in that pile of bark, let's search through it. Matthew, we're one step closer to finding Annette's killer and our tree core thief. Let's do this. Knife sheath. There's some kind of knife sheath in that pile of bark, Matthew. Oh right, this must be the sheath for our murder weapon. Ben will be able to confirm if it's a match. Let's get the sheath to him. Got it. Let's get those fibers from the killer's chainsaw to Priya, Matthew. I'll see you guys when these two are finished. So I'll see you soon. Alright, we've returned. Let's get the results of the knife sheath. Matthew, I managed to get my hands on that curry recipe Priya's mom gave her. I'm gonna make it for dinner to cheer her up after that argument she had with Xander. That's a sweet idea, Ben. But before you do that, what can you tell us about that knife sheath we found? Is it a match for the murder weapon? It sure is. And even better, I identified a number of tiny hairs that the killer left on the sheath. It wasn't enough to extract any DNA, but I can tell you one thing. Your killer has facial hair. Our killer has facial hair, eh? Their face will be a picture once you catch them, Matthew. Matthew, that argument with Xander earlier has really shaken me. He went out of his way to help me settle in and to start overcoming my hang-ups about being a werewolf. We just started to build a really close friendship, but now he says he never wants to see me again. Don't be so hard on yourself, Priya. You only did it so that we could learn more about the werewolf alliance with Darkwood. Xander's probably just lashing out because he's upset about Annette's murder. Speaking of which, did those fibers from the chainsaw give you a lead on her killer? Well, I couldn't ascertain the color of the fibers, but they were a mix of two fabrics, cotton and modal. And this cotton-modal mix is most commonly used to make scarves. Matthew, there's no doubt about it. Your killer is sporting a scarf. So our killer's wrapped up in a scarf, are they? We'll have them by the scruff of the neck soon enough. Matthew, it's finally time to discover who killed Annette and robbed the magic tree of its core. Let's go. Hard to believe it's not Xander Stark. It's certainly not Haseo Roanhorse. And I thought it was going to be Falcon, but it's not. Certainly not Ruba Ray. Nope. Zeke was the last one. So what do you know? The werewolf hunter hunted this guy down. Zeke Davis, it was you who murdered Annette Strawn to steal the tree core? Hunted her down, I should say. I'm a conservationist, Matthew. I wouldn't harm a human or a tree. Is that so? Because from where we're standing, it looks like you ambushed Annette before you brutally cut out and discarded her heart out with the knife still in it. You then took a chainsaw to the magical tree, cutting out the core. What are you planning on doing with that core, Zeke? What kind of magical power does it have? You humans, so tiresome with all your questions. Us humans? What is that supposed to... Wait, you're a supernatural being? Does that answer your question? You're a demon. What is it you humans say again? Ah, yes. Bingo! It's been such a chore having to pretend to be one of you while I search for the tree. But masquerading as an environmentalist was the perfect disguise. Nobody ever questions the do-gooders. Even you didn't suspect me, Matthew. It was I who steered you towards discovering the existence of demons back in Arizona. I was even there when you discovered how I was summoned into your world. But you still didn't put two and two together, you fools. You're the demon Fielding and the others summoned into our world 5 years ago? Yes, and boy do I love it here. This world is so much fun with its silly little humans like you. Though that Annette woman was a bore. Getting my hands on that tree she was protecting was far too easy. She barely put up a fight at all. Tell us what you're planning on doing with the tree core. This little thing? I'll be taking it back to the Netherworld. But don't think I'm done with you, Matthew. I'll see you around. Matthew, he's gone! Matthew, this is a total disaster! We discovered Zeke Davis killed Annette and took the tree core. And he transformed into a demon in front of our eyes before teleporting away. And we have no idea where he took the core or why he wants it. Our job here is far from over, Matthew. We have work to do. And I'll see you guys for the Call of the Wild 5-5, where we'll stop the demon. Hopefully. See y'all soon. Okay, we're starting the Call of the Wild 5-5, the final one. Matthew, Gwen, give me the lowdown on what happened. You discovered that Zeke Davis is a demon and that he's responsible for murdering Annette Strong and stealing the tree core. And then he teleported away, taking the core with him. We don't know what Zeke wants with the core, but it can't be good. And that means we need to stop him. Matthew, I know you've got a lot on your plate, but I decided I need to apologize to Xander. I'd really appreciate it if you could join me for moral support. You never know when having werewolf allies will come in useful, Matthew, so it won't do any harm to make peace with the pack. Go speak to Xander with Priya once you're done asking Falcon for help. Why don't we talk to Xander first? Have you come to collect your stuff, Priya? I've come to apologize, actually. The werewolves took a leap of faith, letting in a total stranger like me. And I betrayed that trust in the worst way possible by spying on you. The only reason I did it was because we discovered your pack had made a deal with demons, and we needed to learn more. Demons? The only person Annette had formed an alliance with was Arthur Darkwood, who asked her to protect that tree. She never mentioned any demons. Well, it turns out that Darkwood is a demon. He claims to be good, and if he wanted to protect that tree, perhaps he really is on our side, even if he did hide the truth from us. This is some heavy stuff, Matthew. I only wish Annette had confided in me when she was alive. All the secrecy only ever leads to problems. Well, I just want you to know that I'm sorry for my actions, and I realize the true meaning of a pack now. It's more than just a group of people united by a common affliction. It's a family. So I like to do whatever I can to make it up to the pack, in the hope that one day you can forgive me. I appreciate your apology, Priya, but it's going to take some time for the pack to heal. There is one thing you can do, though. Annette was writing a book on the pack's history when she died. If you could find it and return it to us, that'll go a long way towards us forgiving you. That's definitely something I can do. Matthew, let's go to Annette's cabin to look for that book. Dorothy, that hold all must have belonged to Annette. Do you think her notes on the pack could be in there? Let's take a look. And already after 1 a.m. I gotta get to bed soon because I've got a 9 a.m. class tomorrow. Got it. Bingo, Matthew. The notes in this bag must be the history of the pack that Annette was working on. I know Xander asked me to return them to him, but they're all over the place. Wouldn't it be nice if we could put them into order first? Come and see me in a couple of hours, Matthew. I'll have these notes sorted out in no time. Hours. But I got lucky. I got a short day tomorrow. Jake, good to see you again, rookie. What can I do for you and young Matthew here? We were hoping you'd ask that. We need your help banishing a demon. And unlike Arthur Darkwood, this one is definitely not a good demon. Banishing a demon? Jake, that's a suicide mission. I'm afraid we've got no choice. The demon has proved he's got no qualms about killing. If we don't eliminate him, who knows how many others he might kill. You're an excellent hunter, Jake, but make no mistake, you're in over your heads. I appreciate the warning, but we're doing this regardless. Is there anything at all you can tell us which might help us banish Zeke? Well, there is one thing that might help you make it out of this alive, but it's not guaranteed. I took a closer look at that magic tree earlier, and the essence it's leaking appears to have supernatural properties. If you use it on your weapons, it'll amplify their power multiple times over. I can't condone this mission, Matthew, but I appreciate you avenging Annette's killer, so please take this. Nice. That wasn't the response I was hoping for, Matthew. But at least Falcon gave us an idea of how we can better prepare for our fight with Zeke. Let's go collect some of that essence from the magic tree to fortify our weapons. Those pine cones are covered in that magic essence Falcon said would enhance our weaponry, Matthew. We just need to hope it's enough to help us bring down Zeke. Let's grab a sample of the essence, quick. Matthew, Ben is already assembling the weapons we'll need to take Zeke Davis down. Let's get this magic essence to Ben so we can use it to bolster our equipment. I believe this is going to be 9 hours, is it? Yes, it is. Alright. With only 10 seconds left, I'll see you guys when these two are done. And hope will bring Zeke Davis down. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results to Magic Essence. Jake, you and I have been in some tight jams over the years. But I've got to say, I've never liked our odds less. Confronting Zeke is dangerous, but we made a pledge to protect Earth from supernatural creatures. And that's what we're going to do. Now, did you manage to coat our weapons with that magic essence Matthew collected? Yes, and I've tested the weaponry to assess its benefits. Thanks to the magic essence, your guns are 10 times more powerful than usual. If they can't blast Zeke back to the netherworld, I don't know what can. Alright, gear up, Matthew. Then come meet me in my office to discuss our plan of attack. Matthew, if we're to have any chance of banishing Zeke from Earth, we're going to need a strategy. Since the last place you saw Zeke was at the viewpoint, that's where we'll start our search. If we come across him, you and I will distract him while Ben attacks from behind with our magic-enhanced guns. With any luck, they'll be powerful enough to banish Zeke back to the netherworld. We need to be on top form, so let's grab a snack before we search that viewpoint, Matthew. There it is. Good job putting out that fire on that signpost so quickly, Matthew. Look at that demon head. This has to be a message from Zeke. It just says midnight. So Zeke wants to meet us here at midnight? Why bother coming back after he teleported away earlier? It seems like Zeke's playing with us, Matthew. He's trying to lure us in, just for his own entertainment. But since we have no choice but to try and banish him from this world, we're going to have to play along. We'll reconvene here at midnight for our showdown with Zeke, Matthew. So I took a look through Annette's notes on the history of the pack, and I realized that there were entire sections missing. The 1400s was just a bunch of question marks, and she'd only gotten halfway through the 1860s. So with a little help from Felix, I managed to fill in the blanks. We now have a complete history of the pack. And better still, we've bound it into a book. What do you think? I just hope this will go some way towards Xander and the pack forgiving me, Matthew. Let's give him the book. So did you manage to find Annette's notes on the pack, Priya? We sure did. Annette didn't quite manage to finish her research before her murder. But with a bit of help from our lore expert, we managed to complete it and turn it into a book. Thank you, Priya. This will go a long way towards bringing the pack back together after everything that's gone on. And I promise that we'll be more open with your team in the future. That way, if you ever decide to rejoin the pack, I hope it'll be for real. See you around, Priya, and please take this as a sign of goodwill from the pack. Cool. Matthew, I'm glad to have cleared the air with Xander, and he's promised that the pack will be more open with us from now on. That's about the only good news around here. We didn't manage to locate Zeke, and now our only option is to walk headfirst into his trap. Yeah, Zeke's invitation to meet him at midnight ain't gonna involve tea and cake. He's playing with us like a cat with a mouse. Regardless, this is our only chance to stop him, Matthew. We've fortified our weapons with that magic essence to give ourselves the best possible shot. Let's just hope it's enough. It's time to confront Zeke, Matthew. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist coming, Matthew. Now that the core is safe in the Netherworld, I wanted to thank you for leading me here. Without you, I'd never have found that tree. I'd have never found that tree. Don't listen to him, Matthew. He's just messing with us. Matthew, my gun! It's melted! Your little toys are no match for me, and nor are your fragile minds. That's right, I can read your thoughts. You led me straight to the tree core without even realizing it. And now that you've outlived your usefulness, it's time for you to die. Not so fast. You be gone from this dimension. But how? We were saved. Arthur Darkwood. Are you guys okay? Arthur, you saved us. We need to talk about what just happened, Matthew. Matthew, I told you to stay away from that tree. You nearly got yourselves killed. Please spare us the lecture. Just tell us. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. Zeke has been sent back to the Netherworld for good. Unfortunately, that means the tree core is gone too. And no, I can't tell you why it's important. I didn't tell the wolves either. And wait, how did you know I was going to ask that? You can do the mind reading thing too? Yes, that's why I refused to tell you anything before. Your minds are vulnerable to attack by any one of the demons roaming the earth. That's right, Zeke wasn't the only one, though those of us with good intentions are few and far between. But I can see that you aren't easily deterred, Matthew. You're intent on doing the right thing, even at great personal cost. Which is why I decided to tell you my purpose for being here on Earth, so that you might help me with my quest. Hold on a minute, who says you want to help a demon? That'll be for you to decide, but before I can tell you anything, you must protect your minds. There's a coven of witches in the Midwest. If you seek them out, they'll give you a spell to shield your minds. But in the meantime, it's imperative you do not contact me, Matthew. Doing so would put us all in great danger. Good luck, and I hope our paths cross again soon. Well, today definitely wins the award for most insane day ever. Nothing I experienced in the army comes close to this. Yeah, we went to confront Zeke Davis, but not only were our guns outmatched by his powers, it turns out demons can also read minds. If it hadn't been for Arthur Darkwood stepping in and banishing Zeke, we'd be toast. According to Darkwood, the tree core Zeke stole is lost to the Netherworld for good, but he still couldn't tell us what anyone would want it for. At least now we have the promise of some answers. Darkwood has said he'll tell us everything, but only once we've shielded our minds from being read. Apparently there's a coven of witches in the Midwest who can provide us with a mind protection spell. So that's where we're headed next. Matthew, we're off to the Midwest. Okay. 5 cases. January 29th, that's tomorrow actually. Email. Don't know how that happened. On the next one, I should be able to maybe get myself another sticker pack. Okay. I'll be seeing you guys on January 29th, which is tomorrow, actually. Looks like I might have to get reports from people, but that's alright. I'll see y'all soon. For now, this is Matthew. Catch you later.